What is this? Watch until the end to find out how to do it. Hey there my friends, welcome back to the Melonfonk channel. In this video we're going to talk about some more secret facts from the brand new 32.0 update in Melon Playground. Don't forget to subscribe and smash that like button if you want to get 5,000 Mels absolutely free. And to be 100% entered into the giveaway, just drop your awesome comments down below. By the way, our previous winner has already received their Mels, so make sure you don't miss your chance this time. Alright, I won't waste any more of your time. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. Friends, just think about it. This is already the 6th part about secret updates, and they just do not want to end. If you found some new interesting facts, then write about it in the comments if you want to get into my next video. Well, let's move on to the first commenter. He found 6 facts. Fact number 1. I don't know, do you know that if you connect 2 NPCs to each other, then blood will flow from them endlessly? Let's check this. I did not know, to be honest. And before this, I did not check. Or I checked, but simply forgot. Well, let's just check. We take 2 NPCs and simply connect them with the help of a fuel hose and wait some time and see that this really works. The blood in them circulates endlessly. But I will add to the fact, if you make a kind of such a net from hoses, and after that move our NPCs, then it turns out a very beautiful and interesting effect. And I think that you definitely did not know about this because it looks insanely interesting and insanely beautiful. Well, let's move on to the next fact. If you take a waste barrel and connect it to the head of a tomato NPC, then his head will burst. We tested this with an ordinary NPC, but with the tomato we did not test. Well, let's do this. We take our tomato and then connect waste to him and see that this fact really works. The head just takes and bursts. Very cool. Let's move on to the next fact. How to get a new syringe. And we take an oil can and connect them to the syringe machine. The fuel will transfer, and when firing a new syringe with fuel will fly out. But let's check all the facts at once, because they are very similar to each other. 4th fact. Let's talk again about the new syringe. We do the same as in fact number 3, but instead of the oil can, a waste barrel. We fill the syringe machine with liquid and get a new syringe. Fact 5. The blood of an NPC can be transferred into the syringe machine. Fact 6. Again, the syringe machine. The liquid from a Molotov cocktail can be poured directly into the syringe machine. That's all. I found probably the last facts in Melon. Let's just check this all at once. I think that all this works in principle, something I already checked before, but I think that you do not doubt that these are really working facts. We just take and connect all the necessary items to the syringe machines and see that they really transfer really new syringes to appear, and this really works. So the facts are absolutely working. Thank you very much for the comments. I don't know if these are the last facts or not, but write comments. Maybe we will find something else. With 1 immortal enter a PC, you can completely fill the tank. That's such a fact. Honestly speaking, you already wrote about this in the comments more than once, but for some reason I did not decide all the time to check this. Apparently it did not seem serious to me, but let's still check this because I still do not know whether I will manage to do this or not. We take our NPC, make him immortal, then take our tank and try to fill it with the help of our NPC. And just look, this really works. I honestly speaking am in shock, and by the way, here's for you one small life hack. In order for the blood to transfer faster, you simply connect several fuel hoses. This way it is possible to do endlessly and speed up the result many times, and put a like if you did not know about this. Well, and let's move on to the next commenter. On the robot do not work turrets with knives and partially the trap with spikes. Melonfonk, notice please. I noticed myself, thank you for the comments, but let's check this. We take our robot and simply try to warm our turrets. They really try to work. But here's the catch, they in fact work, but the resistance of the robot to damage is much higher than of ordinary NPCs. Therefore it creates the impression that supposedly our traps do not work. Although in fact they work, they just do not deal so much damage to our robot, but if you try, then you can destroy him also, with the help of traps. However, knives have low penetration, exactly because of this they cannot strongly destroy and harm our robot. So the fact is working, but halfway, I think that you agree with me. Well, and let's move on to the next commenter. I found that if into Melon to insert intravenously a red syringe, and yes, it turned out, it is enough simply to insert 1 syringe into Melon through a tube, and then there will be the same effect of survivability. and if to take a minigun and shoot at his legs below the thigh until the moment when they explode from excess damage. Then after Melon will begin to levitate and fly upward like a ghost. And yes, I recommend to freeze the thighs and maybe even the head, so that it would be easier to shoot off exactly the legs. Does this really work? Well, let's just check this. I'm very interested. If this works out, then this will be simply madness. And we take and do the needed action. At first, simply insert intravenously the red syringe, then take the minigun, freeze the head, so that it would be convenient for us. Thank you very much to the commenter that even such moments he pointed out, and after simply begin to have fun. As soon as we destroyed his legs, we try simply to remove the freezes, and just look what happens. I am in shock. This really works. And if to him simply to turn on the walking animation, then he will in general begin to fly backward. This is some kind of madness, honestly speaking. I did not even expect to see this. Interesting. Was this intended by the developers, or did it happen accidentally? I really have too many questions to which I have no answer. What do you think? Write in the comments. I am in complete shock. Are you in shock? Write also in the comments. And I am sure that you definitely did not know about this. Thank you very much for your comment. Well, and let's move on to the next commenter. Fact: if to pour liquid into cloning of liquid and turn on halfway, you will have an infinite source. Honestly, I doubt that this works completely. But let's check. We take our clone of liquid, then fill it halfway, activate, and try, for example, to pour it into some other containers. This works, but works, firstly, very slowly. Secondly, if somehow to add conditions of this fact, and then small problems begin, which make impossible its realization. That is, it works, but works kind of halfway. I think that the result you see right now on your screens, in general, interesting, in general works, but a little bit not completely. But in any case, thank you for the comment, and we move on to the next. Notice, please, if from Melon and any syringe to make a cycle, then the syringe will begin to change colors to rainbow. I do not know if I understood correctly, but I think that this can be done not only with syringes, but this can be done, for example, with potions. We place them in a circle so that it is clearer and more visual. Then one potion we leave empty so that the effect would work. Then we begin the transfusion and see that this kind of works, but again, not completely, because the color is not rainbow, but the color mixes for some reason into some black, very unclear color. At the same time, if we mix absolutely all the potions, then most likely they, in the end, will turn to gray. I do not know. Maybe I understood something not so. No, maybe I did something not so. But it seems to me that the rainbow color completely cannot be obtained. But the facts are working, I would say, at 30%. What do you think about this? Be sure, write in the comments. Do not forget to send your cool facts and tricks, some bugs and myths, and we will definitely check them. Well, and on this, my video comes to an end. Thank you all for watching. Good luck to all, bye to all, and remember, my friend, as always, we will see each other in a few days.